Welcome crafters, let's make a beautiful card for one of the most beautiful people in our lives, the moms that we know. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe as we do new craft videos weekly. First, let's upload the files, the envelope and the liner, the calligraphy mom and the heart wreath, which are all linked in the description. I purposely kept the heart wreath and the mom separate so you can add a name if you'd like. Now change the square inside the envelope from cut to score, and then do the same for the liner. Change the line from cut to score. Let's resize the envelope and the liner. I make sure to keep them grouped together so that when I resize, the liner will still fit perfectly within the envelope because it's resizing them together at the same time. To know what size card my envelope will fit, I make a rectangle for the size I want my card. I made mine a 5" by 7" card. Then I just drag the arrows of the envelope and liner group to fit the card. Next, select the envelope and the liner group, go to Actions and ungroup it. Then select just the envelope with its corresponding score lines and attach the score lines to it. This lets the Cricut know where to score. Repeat this with the liner and its score line. To make the card, use the rectangle you made for sizing, and then you can just keep it as is if you don't want it to be a folded card. If you do want it to fold, simply click the lock by the dimensions and double the height of the rectangle. Then add a score line to the center of it by selecting the card and the line, then clicking a line and then align center. This helps the score line be perfectly centered in the card. I then moved the wreath and mom shapes on top of the card. If the shapes are below the card, you can click edit and then arrange and move it forward, or you can move the card backwards. Make sure the mom and wreath shapes are set to draw and not cut, and then simply attach it all together. I also decided to duplicate the calligraphy mom and add it to the outside of my envelope as well by attaching it. In the Make It screen, the actions will be score, draw, and then cut. So set your material to light cardstock and then make sure to put your scoring tool into the Cricut first. For drawing, you could definitely use a pen here if you don't have the foil quill, but if you do have the foil quill, you will put this in place of the pen during the draw step, which is after the scoring. For using the foil quill in scoring, I first run my Cricut with the score tool and no foil or tape. The score line just isn't as deep through the tape. Run the score and then take out the mat. Now we will put on the foil. Simply tape the sides tightly with washi tape, then we will put it back into the Cricut and let the score run again, but with no scoring tool inserted. When you remove the mat, the Cricut may not score in exactly the same spot, so we remove the scoring tool on a second go so it doesn't make two score lines. To use the heat tool, first remove the white holder that normally holds the pen by pushing it upwards. Then put in the heat tool and it will kind of click in when you close the hinge. Then place the heat shield underneath. Connect the tool to a USB power source and let it heat up for a few minutes before doing the draw step. Make sure to remove the heat shield before starting the drawing. After the heat tool goes, you can let it immediately go to the cut step as normal, or you can pause it and then remove the foil from the paper and then continue the cut. I am demonstrating this here as some users tend to notice that the fine point blade doesn't get as clean of a cut through the foil or tape and the paper. I haven't experienced this myself, but I wanted to demonstrate how to fix it and do this just in case you experience it. Then score, draw, and cut the envelope and its liner. The envelope won't require the 2-time scoring as the tape doesn't cover where the Cricut will score, so you can just place the paper and the foil on together at the same time. Once everything is cut, fold along the score lines. Then simply glue the liner onto the envelope and then glue the envelope together. I also decided to glue a white rectangle on the inside of my card since I used dark blue paper. That way my mom can actually read the card easily. Now send off the card to your mom or any other mom figures that you love in your life, or swap out the name and send a lovely card to make someone's day.